In the active child's pose, your knees are to the inside edges of your mat, the tops of your feet are down, your big toes are touching, your arms are long out in front of you. The forehead is positioned on the mat in such a way that the back of your neck feels long towards the crown of your head. You might have to make some subtle physical adjustments. If you have a low back issue or you're pregnant, you need the upper to lower body connection with your low ribs touching your high inner thighs. Notice, as you position yourself into the active child's pose, that as you stay with it, all of the thoughts that were swirling around the need to move, all of that turning over in the mind and in the body begins to calm and still. And this is very true, certainly, of our emotions. All of our emotions ultimately, as they rise, we feel them, they intensify, and then as they fall, they end in silence. So knowing this, watch as your thoughts come in. And watch as they leave. If you find that you're tight around your neck and shoulders, take your arms wider. If you need to readjust your ribs to your thighs, do it. If your mind tends to jump into the imagined future where the practice is only physical, it's a misconception. Release the thought as such. Let it go. It's not a misconception because you imagined it, because you can imagine things that can manifest. But when we approach our yoga practice and we think that it is just purely physical, although you can attempt to do that even for long periods of time, your true yoga practice will not manifest, because your yoga practice includes your whole being, your mind, your body, your spirit. And they're completely interconnected within you. And this is the balance that we speak about in yoga. Not so much can you balance on one foot or your hands, but rather understanding that each and every part of your being needs to be acknowledged, nurtured, cared for, disciplined. Take a cleansing breath if you need to, in the nose and out the mouth. And start breathing evenly in and out through your nose. And use Ujjayi style breath, and this is where also you set your intention. And each and every time you come to your mat, you come with purpose. You set your intention, you release it, you trust unconditionally, without any expectations of when whatever it is you desire or intend should happen Everything will happen exactly on time and as it should. And we're going to take 3 more breaths here. And at the bottom of your exhalation breath, draw your low belly in, up, and back. And on your next inhale, we're going to rise up onto all fours. You're going to bring your wrists underneath your shoulders. Bring your knees underneath your hips, your feet behind your knees. You should have a neutral spine. You can choose to tuck your toes forward or to keep the tops of your feet down. Feel what's right for you at this moment. Take an inhale with a neutral spine from tail to crown. And on the exhale breath, tucking the tail, start rounding your back upward towards the sky. Chin tucking last. This is the cat. On the inhale, lift from the chin and chest, spine toward the mat. Tail will lift up last. This is cow. And then tucking into your tail, rounding your back, bringing it into cat, and moving into 8 more rounds of cat-cows. Move your hips forward and back. You can make circular motions with your hip, go in both directions an equal number of times. You can take one arm underneath the other, threading the needle. Do both sides for the same length of time. Don't rush. Make sure that your motions are coordinating with your breath. Inhalations are typically upward motions, like cow, and exhalations are typically downward motions, like cats. You may want to bring your cow into a modified upward-facing dog, or round your cat so deeply that you drag up onto your fingertips. Just waking up, warming up the spine, clearing and calming the mind, feeling as the thoughts rise and fall, feeling as the sensations rise and fall, and allowing your breath to keep you connected to the present moment. Anytime that you find that you drift off into the past, move into speculating about the future, gently harness all of those thoughts and feelings by connecting to your breath in this moment. Completing your last couple of rounds of cat-cows. Neutralize into your spine. Spread open your fingers super, super wide. Tuck your toes forward. Take a deep inhalation through your upper back. Fill the space in between your shoulder blades. And on the exhalation, lift the seat up and back into downward facing dog. Move your toes back away from your hands an inch or two. Parallel and hip distance your feet. Walk your dog. Pedal your feet, bending alternate knees, left and right. Take a little hang time in each of your heels. free. Those of you who have a lot of extra energy, feeling open, flip that dog right on over. You can turn both your feet to the left, drop your hips down to the right, vice versa. Both sides. Everything you do, mirror and match. Remember, we'll hold our down dog. Three more breaths. Look to the space between your hands and walk up into that space. Take your feet hip distance or wider. Hang forward. Bend your knees if you need to, so low ribs touch high thighs. Hang the head. Back injured, pregnant. Keep your hands on the ground. Otherwise, hold opposite elbows. Thumbs in the creases. Head turning right and left in the no motion. Head nodding yes. Circular motions with the head, both directions. Stillness in the head, switch the grip. Hips move side to side. Bend alternate knees. Little weight comes forward. Hips aligning over ankles. Every time you exhale, elbows getting closer and closer to the mat. Stillness in the center. Hang the arms down. Deep breaths up and down the back of the body. Clear your mind. Feel the back of your heart open. We're going to move into some sun cells. So if you're injured in your back, keep your feet hip distance, knees bending. You'll walk hands up your legs. Same thing for pregnancy. Otherwise, let's toe heel those feet so they come side by side. Hit the thighs back, tail tucks down. Slowly round yourself upright. Shoulders go down and back twice. And then you're going to come to the very top of your mat. Toes, heels, ankles to touch. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a cleansing breath if you need it. Eyes open. Here we go. Arms up. Exhale, bow down. Take the left foot, step it back, knee down, top of the foot down, arms up and back, low lunge. Hands to the mat. Step it back, lower to the ground. Hands 12 inches forward, tops of feet down, inhalation, low cobra. Pull the hands back, tuck the toes, exhalation, down dog. Left foot forward, low lunge. Come up, forward bend. Take it up and back, and bow. Head is relaxed, right side, knee goes down. Low lunge. Hands to the mat, lower the floor. Hands 12 inches forward, inhalation. Pull the hands back, exhalation. Up with the right foot, low lunging. Come up, forward bend. Rise, up and back. Bow. Left side, knee goes down. Lower to the floor. Sphinx, forearms down. Inhale. Pull the hands back. Exhale. Left foot up. Low lunge. Come up. Forward bend. Take it up and back. Bow. Right side, knee goes down. Lower to the ground. Forearms down. Inhale. Pull the hands back. Exhale. Right side. Low lunge. Deep forward bend. Take it up and back. And bow. Left side. Lower to the floor. Keep the hands where they are. Tops of feet down. Inhalation, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhalation, Downward Dog. Left foot up. Deep forward bend. Rise. Bow. Right side, knee goes down. Lower to the floor. Curl it up, Cobra. Press it back down, dog. Up with the right foot. Deep forward fold. Take it up and back. And bow. Left side, knee goes down. Step it back, lower to the floor. Take your hands wide and high on your fingertips. Curl it up. Exhalation, press it back. Left foot up. Low lunge. Deep forward bend. Up and back. And bow. Right side, knee goes down. Lower to the floor. Wide and high, auspicious Cobra. Bring it back down, dog. Good job. Take the right foot, step it up, breathe. Exhale, forward bend. Up and back. Bow. Left side, knee goes down. One more round, just like that last one. Just get it warm, it's early, lower. Sunday. Wide and high. Bring it back. Left foot up. Deep forward bend. Rise. Bow. Right side. Lower. Wide and high. Bring it back. Up with the right. Forward bend. Take it up. Bow. Left side, knee goes down. Step back, hold. High push-up plank. Left hand, left foot center. Stack right on left. Vashisthasana. You can add variations. You can put your knee down if you have to modify. And we'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2. High push-up plank. Lower chaturanga, elbows straight back. Curl it into upward dog. And then pull it back into down dog. Left foot comes up. Deep forward bend. Take it up, back, bow. Right side, knee goes down. Step back, hold. Right hand, right foot center, stack. Mirror match your size. 5, 4, 3, 2. High push-up plank. Lower chaturanga. Curl it up. Bring it back. Up with the right. Forward bend. Take it up and back. Bow. 2 more rounds. Left side. Just straight back to chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. Exhale for down dog. Take the left foot, step it up. Forward bend. Go up and back. And bow. Right side, knee goes down. Lower chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Right foot up. Use your belly strength. Forward bend. Rise and bow. Last round. Left side. Knee goes down. Lower chaturanga. Curl it up. Press it back. Move with your left. And then you'll move into your last side, which is your right side. And then when you finish your right side, you're going to hold that forward fold at the very top. And just notice the difference between how you feel now, not just physically, emotionally, mentally, and physically. does for the way that you view yourself. Because what's most important in life is how you view yourself, and that it is realistic, that it's based in reality. So those two components are very important. You can take an interlace behind you in your forward fold. You can traction your neck. You can scoop your heels or step on your palms. And this is a really great time to allow those thoughts that come into the mind not to be pushed out like they shouldn't happen, but rather direct your thoughts. Look inward. And don't try to hold on to your thoughts. Let them go. Keep the life lesson. We're going to move into B series. Sun salutations B. Release your variations. Toe heel the feet together unless you're modifying. Bend your knees. We're going to sit down into an imaginary chair. This is called Utkatasana. Shoot up and bow forward. Look up halfway. Step or jump back. Lower. Inhale for up dog. Exhale for down dog. Left foot comes forward for warrior one. Set it up. Hold the pose. Right leg is straight. Left knee bending 90. Chest is squared forward. More advanced. Hands together. Head back. Your arms need to be straight. If that means they have to go wider, bring them wider. Amp them up. We're going to hold until everyone's arms are straight and strong. Get stronger, longer. It's for your benefit. Good. Hands come down. Step back and lower. Inhaling and exhaling. Right foot comes forward. Warrior one. Now we have to hold this side as long as the other side. See, we're all interconnected. Left leg straight, right knee bending. Chest is squared forward. Mirror and match your sides. Holding here. Let's take one more deep breath. Good, and change. Step back and lower. Curl it up. Press it back. Hold your down dog. 3 breaths. Just as you can tame the fluctuations in the mind, you can tame the fluctuations in the body. Don't fidget. Don't move for no reason. Look up. Step or jump. And fold. Sit down in your chair. Shoot it up. And bow. Look up. One on back. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot up. Warrior two. Chest is facing long mirrored wall. Arms extended, shoulder height, gaze is left. Low belly is in. Inner upper thighs are pressing away from each other. Flip the left palm, reverse the pose. Reaching back. Right hand can be hip, thigh, or calf. Go a little deeper. Slide it into Parsvakonasana. Left hand behind left ankle, right arm over the head. If that bothers your back or you're pregnant, that arm needs to be up. Inhale, come up with straight legs. Turn your feet so they face the long mirrored wall. Put your hands on your hips, look your tail under. Roll your shoulders back, hinge forward, put your fingers with your forehead on the mat. Shoulders come back. We're going to take 3 more breaths here. Bring your hips forward so they're over your ankles. And here's something very important that I need you to know. A good teacher wants to teach you what to do right to benefit you. They're not looking at what you're doing wrong. They're teaching you how to do it right. Correct. The proper direction. Everything in yoga is to benefit you. If you start to treat yourself this way, everything in your life will go well. Even the hard times. Come on. Inhale. Toe heel in twice. Because those bad times happen a lot. Turn the right foot in deeply. Turn the left foot so it faces forward. Raise the arms, put them in prayer. Lengthen up, lean back, tuck the chin, come forward. Put your head on your knee. Work your left hip back, your right hip forward. Level your hip. Your yoga postures are so definitive, they're beautiful. I mean, you would be hard-pressed to find anything else in life that is that straightforward and that beneficial. Put your hands in prayer above your head. Inhale, rise. Take 1 step to the top of the mat. Bend the knees and sit down into your imaginary chair. Bring it up, and on the exhale, bow. Look up halfway. Come on back, slow. Enjoy being in your body. Downward facing dog. Right foot comes up, warrior 2. Left leg straight, right knee bending, tailbone tucking, gaze is to the right, inner thighs are pressing apart. Nice big lift across the chest and heart. See if you can lift your chest without lifting your shoulders. They're different, right? Okay, and then flip the right palm and bring it back. And wherever you put your left hand, your other hand on the other side, now mirror and match here. Keep breathing, go deeper. Notice if you could relax your head better. And then slide it into Parsvakonasana. Side angle pose. Stretching in the flank. Mirror match the sides, turn your waist, chest, shoulders, and neck. Press your heels. Get stronger, then you can lift your chest more. Good, inhale upright. Turn the feet so they face the long orange wall. Put your hands in reverse prayer or interlace behind your back. Curl the upper back over the fingertips for reverse prayer. Lift your chest, everyone. Exhale. Come forward. Strengthen your legs. Pull in your belly. Lift more through your heart towards the mat. Inhale, come up. Release your variations in your arms, toe heel your feet. Twice. Left foot in, right foot forward. Arms up. switch out your thumb grip from the last time. Lean back, chin to chest, come on down. Towards Uttanasana. Hands in prayer above the head. Come up. Step up. Sit down in your chair. Shoot it up. And bow. Look up. Come on back. Inhale. Exhale. Hold your down dog. Make adjustments so you're aligned, connect with your breath, and then hold the pose. Take your left foot up for triangle. Come directly in. Frame your forward foot, drop your back knee, move your left foot over, take your left arm under your left leg, head to ankle. Feel free to tuck the back toes and lift the knee, or to shorten the stance. Your head can come to the floor, but not at the expense of collapsing your right groin. These look good. Pull that left hip in. Work the right hip a little forward, left hip a little back. Back your hips up so your head is behind your forearm that's on the ground. Good, and then release. Use your belly strength to step back and lower. Inhaling and exhaling. If you need a cleansing breath, take a cleansing breath. If you don't need one, don't take one. Step the right foot forward for triangle. Keep engaging both of your thighs. Tuck your tail, lengthen your spine. Both sides of your chest are facing the long orange wall. Frame your forward foot. Move your right foot over. Drop your back knee down. Head to ankle. Right arm goes under right leg. Left hand over top of right foot. Take a breath. I always like to check in and notice how I'm feeling, what's going on to make that decision. But now you have to mirror and match your sides. So whatever you decided on the other side, now you have to go with it. Back your hips up. Squeeze the right hip in. Don't collapse the left groin. Strengthen the left leg. Deeper. Release. Step back and lower. Inhaling. Exhaling. Down dog. Use it to rest. Look up. Step or jump. Hold the end. Bend your knees and sit down into your imaginary chair. gonna ecopod this down dog. That means one leg is gonna come up. You lift whichever leg you want first. Level your hips, throw the thigh in. Do the other leg. Down. Look up. And step or jump. And fold. Sit down in your chair. Take your left arm under your right. Take your left leg over your right. Fly your eagle forward. After you align, you got to get your joints in the center. Eliminate any gaps of light or air. Squeeze. Sit deeper. Use the weight of the torso to open the hips. Come lower. Good. Arms go up. Bow down. Don't worry, we'll do the other side. I want to take a vinyasa in between. Look up. Come on back. Inhale. Exhale. Take a breath. Take a cleansing breath if you need it. Look up. Step or jump. Bend the knees. Sit in your chair. Right arm under left. Right leg over. Align. Eliminate those gaps. Squeeze and fly that eagle forward. Weight of the torso, opening the hips. Come lower. Deeper. 3, 2, 1. Rise up, arch back. Bow. Look up. Come on back. Lower. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Turbo dog this down dog. Elbows bending toward the mat and toward each other. What's happening with your thoughts now? You don't have to share. Just harness them. Go in there, gather up all the different stuff that you don't need, that's not benefiting you. Straighten the arms down, dog. Look up. Step or jump. Fold in. Sit in your chair. Last beat. Shoot it up. And bow. Look up. Come on back. Lower. Inhale. Exhale. Let's let up. Warrior 1. You can open hard if you like. Bending the elbows, opening the chest. Bring it back down. Beautiful poses. Right side. Everybody warm? So we're going to move into the rest of our practice. Please get whatever props that you need. And then we move into the rest of our practice. There's something that is just well known. You do not need any kind of degree or even a lot of years on the planet to know this. When we meet with feeling hurt, afraid, oppressed, angry, we tend to become separate. We decide that we are going to push people away. But what's interesting is it doesn't just happen with you and other people, it also happens within yourself. And if you weren't trained or raised well in the art of actually having appreciation for yourself, like self-love and compassion, then you may find this to be even a new concept. We must first become connected within ourselves. When we are connected, mind, body, spirit, in ourselves, then we can connect to other people. The answer is never be separate. Yes, you need some alone time. We were talking about that earlier when you have children. That doesn't happen very often. But you must have time for yourself, but you can even be with a bunch of people and still be taking really good care of yourself. So as we move into the rest of our practice today, when I'm asking you to harness your thoughts and harness your body, working within the realm of your mat, this is your own little universe. Every single person in here has one, and they're all on the same floor. Just as like we're all swimming in the same pool. We are individuals, but we're together. Okay? Bring yourself together. Don't be fighting within yourself. Let's come to the top of the mat. Do your best. Work with your breath. And acknowledge your whole being. It's a tall order. It's a practice. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a cleansing breath if you need it. And then on the inhale, raise your arms. And as you exhale, bow forward. Then look up halfway and step or jump back and lower. Inhalation, upward facing dog. Exhalation, downward facing dog. Take a couple of deep breaths in your downward facing dog. Use this opportunity to connect. It doesn't happen right away, and one of the reasons it doesn't is because we go through a period where if we've accomplished anything at all in our life, we think we know about everything. So that's something that we should let go of, that misconception, and begin connecting your body and your mind and your soul. Let's take the left foot up for triangle. And then bring the right hand on the hip, and bend the left knee, and bring it up into half moon. And once you have your balance, you can extend your top arm. And if you'd like to quarter moon, you're welcome to, which means grabbing the top foot. Then place the hands on the mat. Keep the other leg in the air, but we're going to actually micro bend in the forward leg and step all the way back into the crescent. Good. Twist it. Take the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. And turn your waist and your chest and your shoulders and your neck. Now amp up that back leg. You're on the ball of the back foot. Untwist it. Put your left hand in front of your left foot for Parsvakonasana. Bind. Left arm under. Right arm behind. Straighten the leg so you're in bound triangle. Go to your working level. If it causes you distress in your knee, keep a micro bend in your leg. Try to relax your neck. Strengthen your legs and your arms. Turn more. Release your hands to the floor. And step back. And lower down. Inhalation. Exhalation. Right foot up. Triangle. Top hand to hip. Forward knee bending. Lift half moon. Hands to the ground. Level the hips. Step back. Crescent lunge. Anjayanyasana. Twist it. Left elbow to the outside of right thigh. Pull in your belly. Turn your chest. Turn your waist. Shoulders. Neck. Unwind, right hand in front of right ankle, Parsvakonasana. Bind. Right arm goes under, left arm behind. Straighten the leg, triangle. Go to your working level. Release, step back, lower. Inhaling, exhaling. Left foot up, warrior two. Look to the right, slide to the left. Parsvakonasana. Bind. Easy bird of paradise or working on your binding. Easy bird, you can step your back foot to your front foot and lift the leg in the air. Goes to be an amp up the standing leg, tuck the tail, lift the chest. You're feeling sassy, look right. Good. A little bit of sass this morning. Put the foot back down. Come through Parsvakonasana so everyone can meet. And flow. Step back and lower. Inhale and exhale. Good. Right foot up. Warrior two. Look to the left, slide to the right. Parsvakonasana. Bind. Easy bird. Come back through Parsvakonasana. And flow. Step back and lower. Inhaling. Exhaling. Come down on your hands and your knees. Dolphin. Have some water.
You're getting soft, you know? You're being way too nice to that.
Lay your forearms down, tuck your toes, and take a deep inhale to the upper back, and then lift the seat up and back. You can ecopod your dolphin. You can go up into an inversion if you like. If you had one leg up, go ahead and switch sides. Notice if you could take your toes a little closer to your nose. Don't let your shoulders go forward of your elbows. You can do this. Amp it up. Beautiful poses. And then go ahead and rest. Balasana, child's pose. Slowly unwind. Virasana, hero. Knees together, feet on the outsides of the hips. Sit down between your heels. Recline, go back, Supta Virasana. If this isn't happening for you right now, then you can take double saddle, knees wide. It's the yin version of hero. Big toes will touch, okay? So take an option that works for you so you can open up your thighs and your hips. Deep breaths, full breaths. Because you're compressing the sacrum as opposed to opening the sacrum. So because of your body type and your turn to like a hunching, I have this too. This is more comfortable because it draws the lordosis into the low back. Right?
Thank you.
It's a good question. I'm done fighting with it. Stretch out into your legs behind you. Take a moment. Good. It's actually a really nice point in the class not to have any distractions at all. Here we can go up into 5 wheels. 5. On Friday night we did 8, so this is easier. It's all perspective. It's all perspective, right? Lie down onto your back. Turn your fingertips toward your heels. Bless you. Okay, does anyone know what everybody's allergic to at this time of year? It's the strangest thing. Is it ragweed or what the heck is it? Oh, it's the one. All right. The weeds.
No, weed.
You're allergic to wheel. He's allergic to wheel. We're going to help you overcome that. I have the perfect remedy. Now we're doing 6. All right, no, I'm just kidding. Turn your fingers toward your heels. Bring your knees so that they come toward each other. If you don't want to do wheel, that's all right. You can do bridge. You want to work at your working level. Good. And then on the inhale, come on crown of the head. Unless you have a neck issue, then just skip that. And on the exhale, amp up your legs and lift. coming into your wheel. Good. Engage your thighs more. Press the thigh bones actually towards the floor. This applies to bridge. So you press through your legs as though you were trying to stand up. Now lift the chest better. Take one more breath. Good, lower. And take a rest, taking 2 breaths here. Don't put the feet together and knees open. Just rest, lying on your back, knees are up. Stay in your wheel position. All right, we're going to move into the next 4. Each one, we're going to progressively hold it a little longer until we're holding for a minute, okay? That's all though, just a minute. Go ahead and turn your fingers towards your heels. Setting up. Get those feet parallel. Don't let them turn out. And then take the inhale, crown of the head, or skip that all together. And then on the exhale, you're going to lift up. And after we're done with this one, I'm going to teach you a couple of little moves that will help you. Good, and lower. Just keep your knees together and your feet grounded. So before we go into the next one, we're just going to play with this move just a bit so that you can feel it. Just keep your arms down by your sides for a moment. And bring your feet so that they toe in ever so slightly. If you're back injured, don't toe in, just straight forward. But let the knees, everyone, come toward each other. Now glue the knees together. Squeeze them like you do in chair. Pull your low belly in. And you're going to feel your sacrum spread to the floor. Now pull your sacrum in towards your low belly, but keep your low belly in. You're going to hover off the floor. From here, keep engaging there. Move the bones, sitting bones, towards the backs of your knees. And you're going to come up another 2 inches. And then press the thigh bones back towards the mat. And you're going to come up again. It's going to start getting harder to close your knees. From here, turn your fingers towards your heels. Take an inhale to your chest. Exhale, come up in your wheel. And hopefully your wheel is higher in your back. Holy shit. There is swearing in yoga. And lower. It's all what the intention is behind the word. All right, lower down. Take a breath. All right, let's set up a little more quickly. So that was the 3rd one. So then we have 2 more. I'm going to verbally bring you through quickly. See how quickly you can add these moves in. Feet, hip distance or a little wider. Maybe toes in slightly. Knees glued together. Pull in low belly. Bring sacrum to meet low belly. Then move sitting bones towards the backs of the knees. Hit the thighs back. Turn your hands around and lift. Come up on the exhale. Move the chest into the parking lot. My hyperflexible people, limit how far you go. Do not let your armpits flare open where you have no control over your chest muscles. Good. Lower. Yes. He just asked me, should my thighs be burning? Yes, like a fire. Like we could call this white hot thigh burning. Okay, now I know you're doing it right. Well, let's set up for the last, how many more? Really?
No,
all right.
no.
Go ahead and set it up. Clearly do not have a future as an accountant. All right, set it up and then go ahead and bring all those moves in yourself. See what you can remember and if you can remember the order. Don't be in a rush either. Be patient. Once everybody's up, we're holding for a minute, so be mindful to come up. Unless you're resting, in which case put your feet together and knees open and then I'll know that you're not going to come up, okay? Timer starting now. And the best way to count it is 5 counts in and 5 counts out on your breath. You can do this. When you start to get thoughts and sensations that tell you otherwise, if you can still breathe, you can stay in. If you can still engage You can stay in. Lower. Fantastic. Put your feet together and your knees open. Rest.
That's actually easy.
That's awesome. But you're open. Yeah, it's so good. If you met with even a millimeter of progress, it makes the entire experience worth it. Sometimes I'll take workshops for like a whole weekend and I'll get like 1 or 2 bits of information that it makes the whole entire thing worth it. So it doesn't all have to be amazing. Although we try. And then take your hands to the outside of your thighs and close your knees. And then you can rock and roll yourself up, or you can roll to the side to come up. And then we're going to go upside down. So I recommend that you take shoulder stand today. But if you would like to do some other type of inversion, you're welcome to. And you can use anything on the wall that's orange, not the mirrors. Or you can freestand at your mat. So if you take a shoulder stand, you're just at your mat. Go ahead up. We'll be up for a few minutes. Yesterday when we were reading the Yoga Sutras, it said, and I'm paraphrasing, but essentially, attachment is liking things that are pleasurable, and aversion is avoiding things that we find unpleasant. Neither is balanced or an accurate pursuit. You cannot spend your whole life expecting that every single moment will be filled with pleasure, and you cannot spend your whole life avoiding things that you find unpleasant. So as you're in this inversion, notice any fluctuations in the body and in the mind, and notice if you are able to bring in a little bit more conscious awareness. Neither avoiding anything or seeking pleasure, but rather letting the pose show you what it has to offer as a pose. Good, make your way down. Rest for 8 breaths. It's possible you'll have some tension in your neck and shoulder area. If that's the case, you can certainly take the child's pose and stretch the arms up and over. In the shoulder stand, that doesn't usually happen. Usually the sensation you feel after shoulder stand is that area of the neck where it meets the shoulder having been stretched, and for some people it feels uncomfortable because they're used to having a lot of tension in there. So just breathe into the spaces in your body that are talking to you a little bit. And then we're going to unwind. You can close your knees if they were open, and unwind from child's pose, or turn to the side, or rock and roll yourself up if you're on your back. And take a quick spin around, and I'm back here, so I'm just going to show you what we're going to do. And I'll stand up to show you, but we'll be doing this lying down, so that'll be way more pleasant for you. And so one leg will be extended, and then the other leg, so like wind removing pose, for example, would look like this, right? With them standing up, but this is the pose. And then to open the hip even more, we could take and bring the elbow around, right? Like that. Yeah. So my hips are a little tight, and so if they were more open, I would be more upright. What I'm going to do when I lie down is I'm actually going to bend what would be my standing leg so that I can take some of that energy and space up into my chest. This is the benefit of doing sort of the same thing, standing, lying down, sideways, upside down, because you have different advantages. Does that make sense to you? So you can learn the pose better when you're not having to balance and maybe open a little deeper. I bet if I do that lying down and then stand back up, I'll be able to stand better upright. So that's the point. So go ahead and lie down. So you have options. You can take wind removing if you want to, or that deeper version. Lie all the way down, feet towards the parking lot, and then keep your left leg extended and bring your right leg up. And if you're going to take the version I showed standing, you've got your elbow in the sole of the foot and the other elbow on the outside of the knee. You wrap them around, exactly, yes. And then you try and hold hands or wrists or forearms. Go to where you can, very nice. And then the head comes back. And see, if your head doesn't come down, you can do one of two things. You can either put a block underneath your head, or if you bend your straight leg, you'll be able to open the chest more. Maybe a combo of both will help you open the chest better. Work where you're at. It is, yeah, it's like rocking the baby. And it's like a half version of double pigeon a little bit, or a warm up for compass. It's a hip opener. The foot is coming toward the chest, the knee is moving away from it. That's not in wind removing, only in the one that I demonstrated, with the knee out, holding the foot. change. Send the leg up, point it, flex it, lower it, breathe the other knee in. Breathe. Super big squeeze. Happy babies. Rock east and west. Stillness. Squeeze. Feet to the mat. Hips to the left. Knees to the chest. Knees to the right. Supine twisting. If you're pregnant, Marichyasana. Lift your top leg, followed by your bottom. Move your hips over to the right. Pull the knees in. Drop the knees to the left. Lift your top leg, followed by your bottom. Come center. And if you don't have your feet toward the parking lot, take a quick little spin around, just so that the energy in the room is flowing really, really smooth. Everyone the same way. And lie down on your back. And rest and take deep breaths and complete breaths all the way in and out. You can allow that rhythmic, even breathing to ease its way into a natural breath rhythm. Allow each exhalation to find you more and more relaxed. And we're within class time, and I read something quite beautiful in the first class this morning, and I'm going to read it to y'all as well. It's from the Dhammapada, and it's a little bit on the lengthy side. However, I think it's worth it. It's entitled The Immature, and in the Dhammapada, it's quickly followed up by the wise. Each and every entry in this book of wisdom is balanced and has purpose. It says, long is the night to those who are awake. Long is the road to those who are weary. Long is the cycle of birth and death to those who do not know the Dharma, the purpose and meaning of life. If you find no one to support you on the spiritual path, walk alone. There is no companionship with the immature. They think, these children are mine. This wealth is mine. They cannot even call themselves their own, much less their children or wealth. The immature, who know they are immature, have a little wisdom. But the immature who look on themselves as wise are utterly foolish. They cannot understand the Dharma, even if they spend their whole life with the wise. How can the spoon know the taste of soup? If the mature spend even a short time with the wise, they will understand Dharma, just as the tongue knows the taste of soup. The immature are their own enemies, doing selfish deeds which will bring them sorrow. That deed is selfish, which brings remorse and suffering in its wake. But good is that deed which brings no remorse, only happiness in its wake. Sweet are selfish deeds to the immature until they see the results. And when they see the results, they suffer. And even if they fast month after month, eating with only the tip of a blade of grass, they are not worth a 16th part of the one who truly understands Dharma. As fresh milk needs time to curdle, a selfish deed takes time to bring sorrow in its wake. Like fire smoldering under the ashes, slowly does it burn the immature. Even if they pick up a little knowledge, the immature misuse it and break their heads instead of benefiting from it. And lastly, the immature go after false prestige, precedence, power, and praise from all. Listen, monks and householders. I can do this, I can do that, I am right, you are wrong. Thus, their pride and passion increase. Choose the path that leads to nirvana, peace. Avoid the road of profit and pleasure. And strive always for wisdom. Thank you for allowing me to teach you. Namaste.